Hello everyone, Dr. Alan Mandell here. Welcome back to my channel, Science of Healing. Have you ever noticed that as people get older, their legs seem to get weaker, thinner, and less stable? Maybe climbing stairs feels harder. Maybe standing up from a chair takes more effort. Maybe walking long distances just isn't the same anymore. This isn't just getting older. It's something called age-related muscle loss, known scientifically as sarcopenia, and it affects millions of people around the world. But here's the shocking truth. Research shows that adults can lose 3 to 8% of their muscle mass every decade after the age of 30, and the rate accelerates even faster after 60. And when leg muscles weaken, the consequences can be serious. Loss of balance, slower walking speed, higher risk of falls, loss of independence. But what if I told you that one simple thing you do every morning could dramatically help protect your leg muscles, and it takes less than a minute? Today I'm going to show you a science-backed morning habit that activates your leg muscles, boosts circulation, and helps preserve strength as you age. Every single morning, something is happening inside your body that most people never think about. Yet it quietly determines whether your legs stay strong for decades or slowly weaken until even simple movements become difficult. The moment you wake up, your muscles are in a fragile state. Your body has gone through 6 to 8 hours of fasting. Your circulation has slowed, and the powerful muscles that carry you through life have been inactive for hours. For many people, this is the exact moment when the first warning signs of muscle loss begin to appear. You swing your legs out of bed and notice stiffness. You stand up and feel your calves tighten. Maybe your knees feel unstable for a moment. These small signals may seem harmless, but science shows they are the early whispers of a condition known as age-related muscle loss. Researchers call it sarcopenia. And according to studies published in the field of gerontology, adults can lose 3 to 8% of their muscle mass every decade after the age of 30. After 60, that loss accelerates dramatically, sometimes doubling in speed. But what makes this even more alarming is where the loss happens first. It almost always begins in the legs. The thighs, calves, and hips slowly shrink in strength and power. These are the muscles responsible for standing, walking, climbing stairs, and maintaining balance. When they weaken, the entire body becomes vulnerable. Falls become more likely. Balance becomes unstable. Everyday independence slowly begins to fade. Yet the most astonishing part of the story is that the body actually gives us a small window every single morning to fight back. Scientists studying muscle physiology have discovered something remarkable about the hours immediately after waking. During sleep, the nervous system essentially places your muscles in a resting mode. Blood flow decreases, metabolic activity slows, and muscle fibers remain dormant for hours. But the moment you wake up, those same muscle fibers become extremely responsive to activation signals. In simple terms, your body is waiting for a message, a signal that tells your muscles they are still needed, still important, still required for strength and movement. Without that signal, the body gradually begins to conserve energy by shrinking muscle tissue it believes is no longer necessary. This is one of the hidden reasons why sedentary lifestyles accelerate muscle loss so dramatically. When muscles are not activated, the brain and body slowly reduce their size and strength. But when they are activated consistently, even in small ways, the opposite happens. The body preserves them. This is where one of the simplest movements in human physiology becomes incredibly powerful. A movement so small it can be done in less than a minute, yet it sends a powerful message throughout the entire lower body. That movement is the calf raise. At first glance, it seems almost too simple to matter. You stand upright, lift your heels, rise onto your toes, and slowly lower yourself back down. But beneath the surface, an extraordinary biological chain reaction begins to unfold. The calf muscles contract, squeezing the deep veins in the legs. This action pushes blood upward toward the heart, dramatically improving circulation. In fact, Physiologists often call the calf muscles the second heart of the body because their contractions help pump blood against gravity from the lower limbs back to the upper body. When these muscles remain inactive for long periods, circulation slows and blood can pool in the lower legs. But when they contract, circulation immediately improves, delivering oxygen and nutrients to tissues that have been dormant all night. Yet circulation is only the beginning. Inside the muscle fibers themselves, something even more important occurs. Specialized sensors within the muscle detect mechanical tension created by the movement. These sensors trigger biochemical pathways that activate muscle protein synthesis, the process responsible for repairing and maintaining muscle tissue. Without this process, muscles slowly deteriorate. With it, they rebuild and stay strong. Research in muscle biology shows that even small contractions can stimulate these pathways when performed consistently. The body interprets these contractions as proof that the muscles are still required for daily survival. In response, it protects them, it maintains them, it keeps them ready for action. And when this activation happens early in the morning, the impact becomes even greater. Studies in metabolic physiology suggest that morning muscle activation helps jumpstart the body's entire movement system. It wakes up the neuromuscular connections between the brain and the legs, improving coordination and balance throughout the day. This is why people who activate their leg muscles early often report feeling more stable and energetic in their movements. But perhaps the most fascinating discovery involves aging itself. Scientists studying long-lived populations have noticed that people who maintain strong calf and thigh muscles tend to remain independent far longer than those who lose them. In fact, several studies have linked calf strength directly to mobility and longevity. When the calves remain active and strong, walking speed stays higher, balance remains steadier, and the risk of falls drops dramatically. And falls, especially after the age of 60, are one of the leading causes of serious injury worldwide. This means a simple daily movement could play a role in preventing one of the most dangerous events in aging. Imagine that for a moment. A movement that takes less than 30 seconds may help preserve the strength needed to stand, walk, and live independently years later. The beauty of this morning activation is its simplicity. When you rise out of bed, stand with your feet shoulder width apart. Slowly lift your heels until you are standing on your toes. Hold for a moment, then lower yourself back down with control. Each repetition sends a powerful signal through the muscles of the calves, the ankles, and even the thighs. Blood begins to flow more freely, nerve signals fire more efficiently, muscle fibers awaken from their overnight rest, and the body receives a clear message that these muscles are still essential for movement and survival. Over time, this small ritual becomes more than just a movement. It becomes a declaration to your body that strength still matters, that mobility still matters, that the muscles carrying you through life are worth preserving. Because the truth is, muscle loss does not happen overnight. It happens slowly, quietly, and often unnoticed until the day climbing stairs feels harder than it once did. But in that same quiet, gradual way, strength can also be preserved, one morning at a time, one small movement at a time, and sometimes the smallest habits are the ones that shape the strongest future. The moment you activate your muscles in the morning, something remarkable begins to happen inside your body. It's not visible to the naked eye, but at a microscopic level, your muscles are sending out a signal, almost like a silent cry. I need nutrients. I need fuel. I need to stay strong. And the body responds, but only if you give it the right building blocks. This is where protein comes into play, the single most powerful nutrient for preserving muscle mass, especially in your legs. Science tells us that as we age, our bodies become less efficient at turning the protein we eat into muscle. This phenomenon is called anabolic resistance. and it's one of the main reasons older adults lose strength even when they think they're eating enough. Studies in reputable journals like the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition have shown that older adults need more high-quality protein per meal to trigger muscle protein synthesis, the process that repairs and rebuilds muscle tissue. Without it, your muscles slowly weaken, leaving you more vulnerable to falls, fatigue, and loss of independence. But here's the incredible part. After activating your leg muscles in the morning, your body becomes super responsive to protein intake. The contractions you performed with your calf, raises, your stretches, your first steps out of bed, all of these awaken your muscles at a cellular level. Muscle fibers signal the need for amino acids, and the timing of nutrients becomes critical. When you feed your muscles immediately after activation, you essentially turbocharge their repair process. This isn't just theory, it's science. Research in exercise physiology shows that consuming protein within the first 30 to 60 minutes after muscle activation significantly amplifies muscle protein synthesis. Your muscles are literally begging for fuel, and the right nutrients allow them to grow stronger rather than waste away. Not all proteins are created equal. Some contain a high concentration of essential amino acids, and one in particular, leucine, acts as a key trigger. Leucine tells your muscles it's time to rebuild, it's time to grow. Foods rich in leucine include eggs, dairy products like Greek yogurt and cottage cheese, legumes like lentils and chickpeas, and nuts and seeds. Incorporating these foods into your breakfast ensures that your leg muscles get exactly what they need to recover from overnight inactivity and prepare for the day ahead. But here's a shocking truth. Most people, especially older adults, do not consume enough protein at breakfast. Studies show that protein intake tends to be skewed toward dinner, leaving the morning hours, a critical window for muscle preservation, largely ignored. This imbalance contributes to gradual muscle loss over time. By simply shifting your protein intake to include breakfast, you take advantage of this natural physiological window. You're no longer just eating to satisfy hunger. You're eating to protect your mobility, your strength, and your independence. The benefits are profound. One study published in the journal Nutrients found that older adults who consumed adequate protein at breakfast and lunch had significantly higher lean muscle mass compared to those who concentrated protein at dinner. Another study in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition demonstrated that protein timing combined with light morning activity greatly enhanced muscle retention in people over 60. But it's not just about eating protein. The combination of muscle activation and nutrient intake creates a synergistic effect. Activating the muscles sends the signal. Protein provides the raw materials. Together, they tell your body, these muscles are still important. Preserve them, strengthen them. Imagine that for a moment. Every bite of a protein-rich breakfast becomes a direct investment in your leg's future strength. Every egg, every spoonful of Greek yogurt, every handful of nuts or seeds is delivering essential amino acids that go straight to the muscles that support your body, stabilize your joints, and keep you upright. And the science gets even more fascinating. Studies show that certain amino acids not only rebuild muscle fibers, but also enhance neuromuscular communication, improving coordination and balance. That means your morning protein doesn't just rebuild muscle, it helps your legs work more efficiently, reducing the risk of stumbles and falls. Even plant-based proteins, when combined strategically, can provide all the essential amino acids your muscles crave. Lentils, chickpeas, quinoa, and soy-based products can be paired to create a complete amino acid profile. This makes it accessible for anyone, regardless of dietary preference, to give their legs the nutrition they need to stay strong. But there's more. Protein intake also affects hormones that regulate muscle growth. Leucine and other amino acids stimulate the release of insulin and other anabolic hormones, which act as messengers to increase muscle repair and synthesis. Without this hormonal signal, your muscles are left vulnerable to breakdown, especially after periods of inactivity like overnight sleep. And here's the key: the timing is just as important as the amount. Even the best protein intake won't have the same impact if you wait until hours later. Your muscles are primed in that first post-activation window, and missing it means losing a golden opportunity to preserve strength. So a simple, practical routine emerges. After performing your morning leg activation exercises, your calf raises, your stretches, your gentle steps, you immediately follow with a breakfast that contains 20 to 30 grams of high-quality protein. This could be 3 eggs with a side of Greek yogurt, or a lentil and nut-based smoothie. This single combination of movement and nutrition sets your body on a path to preserve leg strength, enhance balance, and maintain independence. Over weeks and months, these small, consistent actions add up. The morning ritual becomes more than a habit. It becomes a shield against the slow, silent decline of muscle loss. By taking just a few minutes each morning to activate your legs and feed them properly, you're literally rewiring your body's approach to aging. Your muscles stay responsive, your legs stay strong, your risk of falls decreases, your mobility and freedom remain intact. And the beauty of it is that it requires no expensive equipment, no complicated routines, and no drastic lifestyle changes. It's simple, it's science-backed, it's profoundly effective. The moment you activate your muscles and follow with protein, you are telling your body that strength matters, that independence matters, that your legs are still a priority. This isn't just nutrition, it's empowerment. Every morning, with each repetition and every bite of protein, you are rewriting the story of your body. You are taking control of the very mechanisms that determine whether your legs will remain strong, reliable, and resilient for years to come. And the truth is, no one else will do it for you. The opportunity is yours every single day to fight back against the forces of muscle loss. All it takes is one small ritual, repeated consistently. Activate your muscles, feed them protein, and watch as your body responds with strength, stability, and vitality. Over time, what seems like a simple breakfast and a few moments of movement becomes a powerful statement. Your legs, your independence, and your life are worth protecting. And science shows that this combination is one of the most effective ways to do it. The morning sunlight streams through your window, touching the floor where your feet land as you rise from bed. Most people see this moment as ordinary, perhaps even mundane, but for your body, it's a signal of life, movement, and possibility. After hours of inactivity, your muscles are waking from a long rest, your circulation is sluggish, and your nervous system is just beginning to reconnect with your legs. It is here in this brief window of morning hours that something as simple as a short walk outside can transform your health in ways few people ever imagine. Research in exercise physiology shows that walking, even for as little as 5 to 10 minutes, can dramatically improve blood flow to the lower body, increasing oxygen delivery to muscles that have been dormant throughout the night. Your calves, hamstrings, and quadriceps begin to awaken, fibers firing in response to the rhythm of movement. But walking is not just about muscles. It's about communication within the body. Every step you take sends signals from your legs to your brain, activating motor neurons that coordinate balance and stability. Studies in neuromuscular science reveal that this coordination is critical, especially for older adults, because it reduces the risk of falls, a leading cause of injury and hospitalization in people over 60. Each step you take outdoors becomes a conversation between your legs and your nervous system, reminding your body that mobility matters, that strength still has purpose, that these muscles are still needed. And then there's sunlight. It may seem like a small, even incidental factor, but it is one of the most potent natural tools for maintaining muscle and bone health. When your skin absorbs sunlight, it triggers the production of vitamin D, a hormone-like vitamin that plays an essential role in calcium absorption, bone density, and critically, muscle strength. Research published in journals of gerontology and nutrition indicates that low vitamin D levels are strongly associated with muscle weakness, impaired balance, and higher fall risk. In fact, studies have found that older adults with insufficient vitamin D are significantly more likely to experience leg weakness and mobility loss compared to those with adequate levels. Walking outside in the morning provides a dual benefit: the physical activation of muscles through movement, and the biochemical boost of vitamin D through sunlight exposure. This combination is particularly powerful because it addresses both the structural and functional aspects of leg health. Muscles are strengthened not only by contraction, but also by the hormonal environment that sunlight helps create. But the benefits extend even further. Walking stimulates the cardiovascular system, increasing heart rate and promoting efficient blood flow throughout the body. This improved circulation delivers nutrients, oxygen, and hormones to muscles and tissues that have been inactive, accelerating recovery from overnight rest. According to cardiovascular research, even brief bouts of morning walking can enhance vascular flexibility, reduce arterial stiffness, and improve overall circulation, a critical factor for maintaining leg health and preventing fatigue during daily activities. And it doesn't stop there. Walking engages more than just the legs. Core muscles activate to stabilize the body, joints are lubricated with synovial fluid, and balance mechanisms in the inner ear are fine-tuned with each step. Studies in geriatric rehabilitation show that even short, consistent walks can improve proprioception, the body's awareness of its position in space, which directly reduces the risk of falls. Imagine the power of this simple routine. After a few minutes of calf raises, your muscles are awake and signaling for nutrients. You follow with a high-protein breakfast, feeding the fibers that are primed for repair and growth, and then you step outside for a short walk in the morning sun. With each step, circulation increases, muscle fibers fire more efficiently, balance improves, and vitamin D begins to fuel muscle strength at a hormonal level. Over time, these short walks accumulate into profound benefits. Research tracking older adults over years has shown that those who incorporate regular morning walking maintain leg strength, mobility, and independence far longer than their sedentary peers. Walking outdoors also stimulates the mind. Studies in environmental psychology and neuroscience reveal that exposure to natural light and greenery reduces stress, improves mood, and even enhances cognitive function. A stronger mind complements a stronger body, reinforcing motivation to maintain daily habits that preserve muscle health. The synergy of these elements is striking. Muscle activation primes the fibers, protein rebuilds and nourishes them. Walking in sunlight completes the circle by enhancing circulation, stimulating hormonal support, and reinforcing neuromuscular coordination. It is a simple, accessible routine that requires no gym, no equipment, and no expensive supplements. Just a few deliberate steps taken each morning. Yet, the consequences of skipping this routine are profound. Without regular activation and circulation, leg muscles weaken, balance deteriorates, and the risk of falls and injury increases. Vitamin D levels may remain low, further compounding weakness and instability. But with even a brief, consistent morning walk, you create a chain reaction that strengthens your legs, stabilizes your joints, and fuels your body for the day ahead. The beauty of this habit is its scalability. You start small, 5 minutes of walking. As your strength and endurance improve, it becomes 10 minutes, 15, and more. Each step builds on the last, creating resilience that grows quietly but powerfully over time. It's not dramatic, it's not flashy, but it is transformative. And the science is clear. Morning movement combined with sunlight exposure is one of the most effective, natural, and sustainable ways to preserve leg strength, maintain balance, and protect independence as you age. Picture it. The sun rises, you rise, your muscles awaken, your protein fuels repair, and your steps outdoors complete the cycle. In these simple actions, there is the blueprint for longevity, mobility, and resilience. No gimmicks, no extreme routines, just the quiet, consistent power of movement, nourishment, and nature working together to keep your legs strong, your body stable, and your life independent. And the most astonishing part is that it takes less than 10 minutes to set this entire chain reaction in motion every morning. You have the power to preserve your strength, enhance your mobility, and safeguard your independence with a few deliberate steps taken consistently at the start of each day. Your legs, your stability, your life, they are waiting for you to act. Each morning walk is more than exercise. It is a declaration to your body, a signal that you value strength, that you honor movement, and that you will not surrender to the silent, creeping decline of muscle loss. And as you step outside, feeling the warmth of the sun, noticing your heart pumping, your muscles firing, you realize that something as simple as walking can be one of the most powerful tools for health you will ever use. With every step, you are fighting back against weakness. With every stride, you are strengthening your legs, protecting your independence, and building a foundation for a life of movement, freedom, and vitality.